Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about having a Cancer Sun and Gemini Mercury in a natal chart. Now, I'm going to elaborate and expound on that. What I'm talking about is having that Sun Mercury combination in your natal chart, having a Cancer Sun along with a Gemini Mercury in your chart. Now, first off, the basic character, which is the sun. In this case, the sun being in Cancer can be very tenacious, sympathetic, caring, devoted, dedicated, protective, and security conscious. Now, on the communication side, which is Mercury, Mercury in this case being in Gemini can be very quick, um, articulate, versatile, but yet superficial, voluble, and conversational. And this person may initiate, more conversations with others than the typical Cancer Sun. Um, the Cancer Sun, the Sun in astrology is connected with our basic wants. And the Cancer Sun wants the home, family. Most people want a home and family, but it would be more emphasized on average, I would say, with the Cancer Sun more so than the other sun signs. Now, it's also the Cancer Sun wants safety and security as well. And Mercury and Gemini may like to talk about things connected with mobility, manual dexterity, the news in general, and just manifold things. Mercury and Gemini is, about variety in terms of what they want to learn, what they want to communicate about. The mind can be very versatile and understand many different subjects. You have the true self, which is the sun. In this case, the sun being in Cancer, can be nurturing, emotional, but yet moody and temperamental. The thinking, which is Mercury, in this case, Mercury being in Gemini, can be more excited in terms of learning things. The thinking can be versatile, understanding manifold subjects, but yet scattered. Um, a person may be able to learn things quickly, but there may, be a certain, lack of persistence in subjects and of what they're learning, as far as lack of persistence in those subjects, in learning those subjects, not really learning a lot of things, maybe completely. Um, Now, the combination, how this may manifest, how this energy may integrate. Well, the fundamental character, which is the sun, being in Cancer, can be very dedicated and tenacious, but at the same time, again, may lack that persistence and follow through, which is Gemini. Lacking that is Gemini, lacking persistence and follow through in mental tasks and writings, which is Mercury. Now, the fact with Mercury being posited before the Sun, the mind can be more premeditated and often think, which is Mercury, prior to acting, uh, which is the Sun. And this may shine the light, so to speak, on communication ability. If this is a conjunction aspect, shining light is the sun, and Mercury, of course, is communication. Now, conjunction in astrology is a 0-degree aspect, and I use a 10-degree orb with at least one personal planet is involved. In this case, of course, you have two personal planets that are involved. And let's say, for example, the Cancer Sun is at 3 degrees, and the Gemini Mercury is at 27 degrees. That would form a conjunction aspect. There's some astrologers out there and astrology enthusiasts that don't believe in out of sign aspects. I believe in. I could illustrate through this example why I believe they show that they can be valid. You have, like in this example, the Cancer Sun being at 3 degrees and the Gemini Mercury at say 27 degrees. Okay, you have a 6-degree disparity in these planets and the energy. Now, the thing is, they may not be in the same sign, but they're still in close proximity to each other. There's still friction that exists between the two planets. So I do see that as valid as that aspect goes, but also I apply this. You're talking about sextiles, trines, squares, oppositions, and even the inconjunct aspect. Some people see the inconjunct aspect as a minor aspect, but I do see it as a major one. Now the actions, which is the sun being in Cancer, can be very caring. It may be done with a lot of emotion and wanting to protect. Mobility, which is Mercury. Mercury being in Gemini, a person may be interested in taking short journeys to a variety of places. There's a lot of diversity in this, and also a lot of restlessness. Maybe wanting to go one place and perhaps let's go to another place, kind of thing. And the thing too is, the sun in astrology is associated with the biological father, and the sun being in Cancer, the biological, and in children as well. So with the sun being in Cancer, the biological father, and one or more children may be a Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those characteristics. Now Mercury is connected with siblings, cousins, and neighbors. And having Mercury in Gemini, siblings, cousins, and neighbors, one or more of them, or a number of them, may have a Gemini sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those traits. Now, it could also be about the perception of these people. So having a Cancer sun, the biological father, and at least one child, may be perceived as being very tenacious, devoted, dedicated, sympathetic, protective, and nostalgic, but at the same time may be perceived as moody, temperamental, changeable, brooding, lamenting over past hurts, overly introverted, as some examples. And as far as Gemini Mercury goes, there may be a perception, of siblings, cousins, and neighbors as being, say, mobile, loquacious, conversational, versatile, diversified, articulate, but at the same time, they may be perceived as contradictory, mercurial, changeable, overly restless, lacking persistence, and being superficial, as some examples. Now, having this combination, keep in mind the sun. What's positive with this, I'll look at this, it's about the information retained. Cancer sun, is one that can be basic fundamental character, can be nostalgic, may hold on, Cancer sun may hold on to past hurts for some time, but I believe they could hold on to just things in general, positive and negative. So it could be positive information as well. You have in positive experiences, the Gemini Mercury, can talk about these, things in a very, eloquent and articulate manner. This may actually be a good, combination for writing, especially it could be about things, with history in the past. The Gemini Mercury has a good, way with words, and again, can be very eloquent and articulate. And then you have the Cancer sun, which can have, really have, a connection, with things from the past, and be able to retain a lot of those experiences, and could be somebody that can write about things and connected with the home and the family, and nostalgia in general. And the thing too is, this is a person that may be more objective in their thinking than the typical Cancer sun as well. The Cancer sun, the general, basic fundamental character, of course, could be, very emotional and sensitive. But with the Gemini Mercury, the emotions won't, likely won't cloud rational or logical thinking. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.